Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain is a video game I was a little anxious to start playing. Having never really played any excess of the series in the past, the thought of jumping on board at such a late juncture was quite daunting. It is, after all, a series praised for its deep and somewhat obtruse storyline and mechanics. I battled for quite a while as to whether I was even going to pick it up, but I'm really glad that I did. At the time of doing this review, I'm roughly about 6 hours into the game, and to avoid any major plot spoilers, I'll be glossing over any real story elements that take place within that time, as well as keeping the footage you're seeing now completely out of context and purely combat-centric. Metal Gear Solid 5 is an outstanding achievement, even without mentioning the stellar job Kojima Productions has done with optimising the game across all systems. One of the first things I picked up on is how well contextualised everything is. Nothing at all feels out of place. The tone of the game establishes itself so well that nothing presented to you feels in any way too outlandish. From the phantom cigar that speeds up Snake's perception of time, to the Fultons that fling enemies into the air to be returned to Mother Base, fortuitous is a word erased from my memory whilst playing this game. Mechanics here just work. They really do. To quote Stephen Burns from Video Gamer, it's the best Far Cry game that has ever and will ever be made. The stealth in the game is almost perfect, and it's the finest example of that particular style of gameplay I've ever seen implemented. Because of the way the world is laid out, preparing for an assault on any particular base requires actual preparation, taking in the lay of the land, finding a good vantage point from which to spot enemy soldiers and equipment, requesting the appropriate gear for the assault, and then planning the safest route to your objective. These things and more are essential to success and making sure you acquire a decent score at the end of each mission. I'm hooked. Totally and utterly hooked. The story itself seems to stop and start a great deal, but that could just be the open world problem of giving the player too much to do in between key story moments. I do also hope that the gameplay doesn't stagnate on me. Whilst I am thoroughly enjoying my time with it at present and think there are enough cool gameplay hooks to keep me going for a while, I can't help but hope that things get shaken up a little at some stage, as I can see this becoming just a great Far Cry Outpost liberator. So far, however, I'm more than impressed. You could feel Kojima's passion for storytelling and new ideas shine through in every nuance of the game, and I shall be back next week with what I hope will be even more praise for this incredible game.